But what an incredible thrill that must have been for both ladies to have, for Natalia to have Brett there, and her uncle who she, her uncle's it's Bret Hart. I mean, and and then Charlotte to have her dad there, and imagine the pressure on both of them. Oh dear me, it's brutal. The only time I used to get nervous was when we were in England and I had people that I knew there, right? Not having your dad Ric Flair and having your uncle being Bret Hart, and then stood at the ringside, and then you've got to go out and follow the matches that have just been on, and they go out and have that incredible match. I can't even imagine what that was like for them, and they had to, on top of everything they had to do, they had that pressure thrown on them, which is something that I know about. I don't know if a person who's not involved in this would understand how scary that is. Just, and I can't. I've had some of the wrestlers that I know there, and I'm a bit that I knew when I was younger. I was a bit, but if my parents were there or anything, it's just nerve-wracking. But to have your uncle and your dad next to the ring, and them being the incredible,
them being who they are.
Yeah. I mean, wow. So
it's not just your uncle and your dad. It's friggin' Ric Flair and Bret Hart. It's what amazing. What was it?
And what's good is because I know they would have been both Rick and Bret, and I don't know Bret that well, but I do know Rick, and they could have been that, which they weren't. They'd have been, if they were offering any advice or saying anything, it would have been positive to help their daughter and their niece through the match. I don't know. You'd have to ask. It's not my story because I don't know if they did say anything, but not there trying to, tell them anything was wrong, because they'd have both tried to help. Because I know Rick certainly was like that with me when I was wrestling when I was younger. And I know nothing but good about with the way that I know Bret has helped younger people. So, but fantastic stuff. Great match. I apologize to them both again because I kept saying Diva's thing at one time because it was still I was getting used to it. That was it. I don't think I got to that bit. I was saying I was part of this wanting to make the ladies have a big part and show that they could go out and wrestle, because there's that I don't think I've mentioned that before on here, but there was a lot of great women's wrestling going on in the WWE. Unfortunately, not a lot of it on TV, because Fit Finlay was taking all the ladies and
and he was taking non-wrestlers and turning them into wrestlers in real time too, right?
and making them all, and they were on live events. There was some incredible stuff going on. It just didn't. There was some, but not a lot of it on TV. So we wanted to change that, and so this is one of those things, because you see. There's some lovely little clips of Sasha there when she still hadn't, she hadn't quite found the boss character then, and then, we've already talked. We've seen Becky in the Rosebuds, and Bailey hadn't showed up at the time, or certainly wasn't on TV at that time. Maybe she was, but I don't think so. But whatever it was, this is, just a wonderful match, and it was great, and so hats off to those ladies. It's great. My lad still doesn't tell anybody he's my son, and he's doing pretty well. Like he's coming into himself, but he still doesn't like anybody knowing that he's mine, because he knows that from that day on, because he's wanted to earn it on his own. But I purposely take the pressure off yourself as much as possible so you can get on with learning your job, right? So it's that's another thing they've all had to deal with.